So it has come to my attention that some of you cannot tell my dogs apart. A lot of you have requested that I do a video introducing each dog so that you can get to know them a little better. I thought it was obvious, but looking at some of the pictures I post of them, I can see why there would be some confusion. This is my dog, Oaks. He is a German Shepherd. He is 8 years old. He will be turning 9 in April. He is a good boy. I was young, I was living far from my family. I wanted a companion and I found Oaks' ad on the internet 9 years ago. It was definitely a backyard breeder situation. It was not good. I'm obviously still glad that I have Oaks, but I know that there are better ways to help animals, and giving my money to someone that's breeding a dog over and over and over again is definitely not the way to do it. Oaks was a very happy dog, and I say was because he's kind of sick right now. If you've been following Vlogmas or any of my vlogs, you will know that Oaks has a very deep pyoderma skin infection that it used to be an autoimmune disease, and then now it's being treated as pyoderma, and like none of the antibiotics are working, and we are sleeping in shifts because he's itchy, and we're not having a good time right now. So he used to be a really happy dog. He loved to play frisbee and ball and stuff like that, but I think it's been a hard year for us with all of his skin conditions and things. So, I mean, that being said, he is still a very happy dog. He loves Michael like so much. They are BFFs. He's a dog with so much personality and little quirks, and he feels like my child, like truly, and I think that's because I raised him since he was a puppy. When he was a puppy, he really loved frisbee. That was his favorite thing in the world, but now his favorite thing is ball, specifically these Chuck It blue and orange balls. Always got one of these in his mouth. He's always chewing a ball. Oaks just hasn't been dealt like the best cards in his life in terms of his medical conditions. It's been this last year, it's been quite bad, but would you like this? You were a good sport. Thank you so much for playing. Ready? Let's move on, shall we? My second dog I got after Oaks. This is Hotch. He is an Australian Shepherd. Sweet baby Hotch is 14 years old. He is an old man. He is my oldest dog. Originally adopted Hotch with Girly, who passed 1.5 years ago. So he is my sweet old senior man, and he is my heart dog. When I adopted Hotch, he was 7 years old. So he was already a senior pup. Weren't ya? Weren't ya? Treat? Good boy. Hotch is my fluffy baby. He's the one that looks quite different because he is an Australian Shepherd and not a German Shepherd. Hotch's adoption story is he was a Bahamas dog. They found him as a stray. He spent 5 years of his life in that shelter. Then he was brought to Canada, a shelter here, because it's hard to get adopted there because there's just not enough people. I found him and Girly, and I adopted the two of them as a bonded pair. Hotch is a really sweet dog. Like I said, he's like my heart dog. He's my best friend. He's so like me. We love bed. He has slept in my bed every single night since I got him. He loves to sleep, especially now with his old age. He's not really a big like toy dog. He doesn't really play with toys or anything like that. He loves to just like go and sniff like the fence line and things like that. But in his old age, he's just a really sweet and sleepy little pup. It's crazy to think that he's the oldest dog as well, because I still feel like he is genuinely a puppy in my eyes. He's just like, when do I get to go nap, Mom? This is a lot of hard work. So if you're trying to look for Hotch in the pack, look for the fully gray muzzle. Nelly would like to be next, if that is okay with you. I adopted Nelly 1 year ago. She is a German Shepherd mix, they think. I mean, obviously she looks a lot like a German Shepherd, but she is so tiny. Like she has like corgi legs. Like she's so small. So I don't really know what she's mixed with. We just say German Shepherd mix. She is another Bahamas dog. She was a stray that just lived outside this restaurant. People would feed her, and she had some injuries. I didn't know if she maybe got hit by a car because she had like hip problems and elbow problems. Because we don't really know much, they think she's between 6 to 8 years old. So I just assumed she's 7. That's my guess. That's what I'm going with. It's hard to know. She is everything. I never thought I would be like a small dog girl, and Even when I first adopted her, I'm like, what did I do that for? She just like is a Bahamas girl dog and has so many of Girly's quirks in her, and it is so special. She does so many of the similar things that Girly does. It's so crazy. She's a really sweet dog. She loves to cuddle in bed every night. She's not a big toy dog. When we first got her, because she had those like hip elbow problems, she wasn't really like a dog that played a lot medical wise. She's just on like a painkiller for those things, but she is still young and spry in my eyes. I know Nelly is so many of your favorites because she truly is just spectacular. So if you're trying to remember Nelly, small dog. I feel like I'll never have two girl dogs. Having one girl dog is so special. If you've never had one before, you should have one at some point in your life. They're just like the most special angels. They run the house. They truly run the house. The boys do not mess with the girls. Hello, 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 silly boy. You guys, meet Dash. I can't have my hands full of treats apparently, because I'm just gonna get slobbered on. Oh my God. Oh, dish. What's with the slobber today? I'm covered in slobs. Dash is an Akita German Shepherd mix. Hi. Hi. Oh my God, Shiko. Shiko dog. He's still a freaking puppy. Dash just turned 4 last summer. You're gonna make me talk about you and not even be in the frame? As if, buddy. Dash is from St. Lucia originally. He was born with some deformities, and that's why his one arm is stuck the way that it is. His hips are like in his pelvis. These are things like medical things that we manage on a day-to-day basis, and he's still such a happy little puppy. Originally he was only given 2 years to live, but with some love and a great vet, he's happy as ever and running around and being a dog. I originally fostered Dash when he was 5 months old. Then he was put into his supposed to be forever home. I'm not sure what really happened there. He became quite a reactive dog after that. It didn't work out. He was in a pet hotel while he waited for his adoption, but that took 2 years. It never happened. He became a reactive dog and kind of unadoptable because he hated other people and he hated other dogs. He always loved me. He always loved his foster mom. So Dash ended up coming back to live with us. We were really his only chance because they couldn't find anyone to adopt him, especially a dog with such crazy medical needs. So I work with the lady, the owner of that pet hotel. She basically sponsors Dash. It's his second mom, and she helps me pay for all of his medical needs. We couldn't do it without Joanne. She's an amazing, amazing human. His favorite toy is this freaking Kong. And it's not just this freaking Kong. He will go through these XL, like hardest to chew toys. He'll go through like one every couple months. You are my fluffy little angel, aren't you? Aren't you? You are my fluffy little angel. So Dash is the blonde dog. If you're looking for him, that's the best way to tell him apart from everybody else. Say, I'm blonde. I'm blonde and I have a mullet. And I have a mullet. Dash is dog reactive to Leroy still. I don't know if we're ever gonna get past that. We've been working on it, but you're still kind of a dick to him, man. Why? Okay, thank you for all your hard work. This is Miles. Miles is my 12-year-old shepherd that we rescued from a shelter in California. After Girly passed, this was my savior, this guy. Gave me so much joy. He had a skin condition when we first adopted him, so he's missing hair here on his leg that probably will not grow back. We've had him about 1.5 years. We adopted him when he was 11, so when he was already a little senior boy. An influencer had actually posted about him, and a subscriber had shared it with me, and that's pretty much how I ended up with him. I flew to California to meet him and adopted him and brought him home. I just felt really drawn and connected to him. He's a really stupid dog. Like, he's so clumsy, you guys. So clumsy. He doesn't know, like, Ow, that's my finger, first of all. He doesn't know like that other dogs might not like him. You know, he's just like, he just is the nicest dog. You think everyone's gonna be as nice as him, and that's not always the case. He loves to run in the yard, and he's just, dare I say, perfect again, like I said for every other dog. Pretty sure he's deaf in this ear. It is so closed up. His ear hole is like pin size. Like basically some sort of damage happened to it in his past, and we could do a Tika that would remove it, but he's 12 years old. You know, it's like, do you want to put a dog through that? So he got some ear infections in this ear, but otherwise he's quite a healthy puppy. You don't have any really favorite toys, do you? You just love a comfy bed and you love treats. Oh, he loves food. He's so food motivated. Oh my God. I mean, look at him. You probably would get him and Oaks the most confused because they're like the very stereotypical shepherds. But to know them differently is that Miles has a lot of white on him. So he's got like a white face and white paws. Oaks has no white on him whatsoever. Last but certainly not least, the big boy himself. This is Leroy. Leroy just turned 13. He is our most recent rescue. He spent 8 years of his life in a shelter. We took a chance on him. He was a no dogs home. In his later years, he started to really like female dogs. He's pretty tolerant of male dogs, just he doesn't really want them in his face, really. He is a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix. I'm sure you can see that in him. And he's a big boy. He's got big old paws. When I adopted Hotch and Girly from this shelter, Leroy was there. Girly passed away. She had had 7 years in my home and she had passed away, and he was still there. So sort of what broke my heart, and that's why I gave this a chance to see if it would work. Sometimes I think dogs just need a chance, you know? His back legs don't really work anymore, unfortunately. He's getting up there and it's so sad, but essentially I have to help carry the weight of his back legs. We have a harness. It's called the Help Him Up harness. If he wants to move or walk, I sort of just help take the weight off of his legs. He can still move them. I'm just sort of the main support there. Leroy is definitely the biggest dog I have. He loves treats. He's super food motivated as well, but he also loves a stuffed toy. We are just learning to teach him that he cannot eat it. And he's getting better. Like, look, this one's still pretty much intact. He's just missing a foot. But when I say, Leroy, be nice, you are, right? Anyways, those are my pups, you guys. They're 6 right now, and truthfully, it's too many. I think I'm overwhelmed at 6. I mean, you're overwhelmed all the time, but 6 really pushed me over the edge where I feel sort of like I almost have no time for anything else. It is like a full-time job. So I do think we're gonna like try to go back down to 5 whenever that presents itself. Like, I love them all so much. They are all such different dogs. There's something about Leroy that is so special because he doesn't really like people or to be touched or other dogs, but he's really coming here, like, been able to like be himself. That's what Michael and I always say. Like, we know none of our dogs are perfect in other people's eyes, but here they get to like be themselves, and we alter our worlds to fit theirs. Like, Leroy doesn't really want his belly touched, and so we don't touch his belly, you know? I do now though, I gotta say. I've been working on it, and he now lets me do so many things now that I could never have imagined when we first got him, because he was so touch sensitive, like rubbing his ears, rubbing his belly, right? Right, Lily, look at that. Thank you for watching and wanting to learn about my sweet babies. Say we love ya. Bye guys.